James. I'm with marketing here at Fishbowl, and today's Whiteboard Wednesday we're going to talk about work orders and how they serve as your roadmap. And we're going to use the example of an aerospace company manufacturer that I worked for years ago. Typically our process would begin, as it does in most places, with our engineers and with accounts. Understanding general cost, what the customer wanted, making sure that we had the exact tolerance or fit that they required. From here, we started with our inventory and our work order to know what it was we were making and what we were trying to create in our deadline. Now, the problem that we had in this company is, while we did have these little green stations, computer monitoring systems so we could log hours, projects that we were working on, we as employees had no way of knowing if our inventory was in and if it was accurate and the levels that said what was there and how much. Typically part of our process was starting here at the equipment, whether it was a CNC machine, a couple of other pieces that we had. Again, they had to take from inventory, and hopefully we had it, and there were often times that we didn't have the material we needed to get started on the job, so there was a delay, and that only hurt us right down the whole line. Fabrication, another part where we'd be making parts for Boeing, and again we were relying on the inventory to be in there, and it wasn't, and so we'd have to go back and forth checking with inventory, checking with accounts, making sure that the engineers had allotted for the right materials. So there's a lot of time spent in this back and forth instead of being able to check automatically and know if we had the materials needed to fulfill this work order. Assembly, same problem. So we're coming down this line, but assembly also needs different parts and materials to finish out their process of completing, whether it's a fuselage or turbine propeller. They need to speak with inventory. We had one guy in charge of inventory, and if he was sick, if he forgot something that day, if he hadn't logged something accurately, we as employees did not know what was here and how much. Final part typically for us was testing the Q&A, and if this passed, we went into holding with our goods. Sometimes we're waiting on for the entire shipment to complete so we can ship it all out at once. Sometimes we're waiting for this through our long manual process. We're waiting on these numbers to accurately reflect the inventory number. So if it said it hadn't been taken out and been part of this process, we couldn't put it into holding yet because it didn't balance up. And it was always causing problems here in the accounts, both for our numbers and for customers who are calling and saying, is my product ready yet? So hopefully the takeaway lesson is here, if we can eliminate as a company, whether it's manufacturing or distribution, these long manual processes of going back and forth and being able to, as soon as we come in from a delivery and receiving and then inventory, log this through some type of either barcoding, a mobile system, and knowing right away how much and where and in what stage in the process we're at, we're going to save so much time. We're eliminating all of this back and forth. That's today's Whiteboard Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you again next week.